Welcome back to my channel Cloud Master. This is the seventh video in this series of Terraform with Azure. So, in this chapter, I want to go through how we can uh, create a container and upload an object onto an Azure storage account by the use of Terraform. So, let me go to a existing storage account which is we created in our last video. So if you want to start uploading objects onto the storage account, the first step is to create the container. Let's give it a name. Let's say data. And the second option is public access level. So you can choose whether you want to keep this container a private container or you want to allow access to public also. Let's hit create. And what do I mean by this public and private access? So let me show you. If I go on to the configuration, let me go down. Yes, here it is. Configuration of this storage account, which we are creating by Terraform configuration file. So if you see here, allow block public access, right? It is enabled by default. So here in setting, we can change the access level. If it is enabled, we can disable it, or if it is disabled, we can enable it as well. If I show you the documentation for access level, so if I go here and you see here public network access enabled. It's optional, but by default it is true. It means it is enabled. So by default, if you see here, you will find it enabled. If you want to disable it, you will have to disable, but else uh, Terraform will keep it enabled by default if you do not choose it to disable it. So let me go to my storage account and let me disable it. Hit save. Okay. If I go back to my Visual Studio Code, let me plan it once again. So I have just run the plan command. So you see here 0 to add, 1 to change, and 0 to destroy. So what exactly it is going to change? See here, allow nested items to be public. False. The current state is false, and it is going to change it to true. Okay. So if I apply this command, so let me show you again. If you remember, this is currently disabled. Allow public access. I have disabled it manually, and I'm going to run this apply command in Terraform. It's still running. Enter the value, yes. Yeah, so it's showing here apply complete, resource 0 added, 1 changed, and 0 destroyed. Let us go back to our Azure portal. It is disabled. Let me refresh it. Allow block public access is showing disabled. Let me refresh it. You see here, it has changed to enabled, right? So since by default Terraform keeps it enabled, we did not do anything. We just ran the plan and deploy command once again, and it changed the state to enabled. But if we want to disable it, so we can define in our configuration file network access. It's true. Yeah. So let's run the, okay, let's save it. Run command once again. And let's run the apply command. Okay, we have made one change here, and that was a mistake. Let me show you why and what is that. Because public access currently is already enabled, and what we give mentioned in our file that we set it to true. So which is already the case. So it is not going to make any change. Let's change it to false. So now we are going to disable it, right? Let me show you. Let's run the plan command once again. So it was showing us zero to add, added, zero changed, and zero destroyed, right? No changes because the uh, in the file we mentioned enabled set to true, which is already the case. So there was nothing to change. Now we have set it to false. Now it is going to make one to change, right? So it is enabled. See here. Now let me run the apply command. Yes. Okay, so it has made one change, nothing added and nothing destroyed. Let's go back to portal. Let's refresh it. Right now you see it is enabled, and let me refresh the page. And you see here, public access has changed from enabled to disabled. Okay, so we changed it by running Terraform command. It's a very useful feature of Terraform. We can keep the baseline of our infrastructure. So if someone has made any change in your infrastructure which you do not want, and let's say there are multiple changes, it may not be possible every time to revert those changes manually. So what you can do here is you have this Terraform state file. You just run this file once again, and all the changes will be reverted to what you have mentioned in your Terraform configuration file. So it's a very, very useful feature. One of the very major features why people like using Terraform. So that's it for today's video, guys. If it was helpful, you liked this video, please like and subscribe my channel and video and hit the bell icon. So when I upload any new video, you will receive the notification as soon as I upload it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.